At ease, brothers. I did something this morning that I haven't done in a long time. It's 0 dark 30 right now, and I haven't even gotten my day started. I haven't even made my coffee. I haven't even had, my morning, breakfast or fruit or my juice. Like I'm just now getting my day started. And the thing that I did different that I rarely do is wake up in the morning and check my cell phone. Checking text messages, checking emails, checking bank deposits, just checking everything for the day. I normally get my day started first. Give me a little meditation in, maybe read me a book for 10 minutes. Make me a cup of coffee and then get into that. But I didn't. This morning I checked my cell phone as soon as I walked in my office, man. And the thing is, well, I'll say this. Yesterday I received an email from a brother, and it had a video attached to it. And I would consider this video to be, heavy red pill information. And as I've stated many times before, I'm not a consumer of red pill information anymore. Not that I think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, and I think it's needed. I just don't consume it, right? Matter of fact, the only guys that I even watch that are connected to red pill are Anthony Spade. I watch Anthony Spade every once in a while because he's coming from a Sigma point of view, and I can identify with that mindset. And then I listen to Jada Black. Jada Black is pretty much, the guru of black news, black entertainment. So those two channels pretty much keep me in enough, red pill space. But the video I saw yesterday, man, was heavy red pill. Said that to say this. When I cut my phone on this morning, man, and once I hit, got on YouTube, man, I had a plethora of videos that were, deep in the red pill space. And I'm just only assuming that the algorithm is what kicked them my way, right? And I watched about 2 or 3 videos, which is odd for me to do first thing in the morning. And man, I noticed something about the red pill community that I didn't notice before. Like the red pill community is really looking for the perfect woman. And if the perfect woman doesn't fit in this, and if she isn't this perfect woman's mold, then really she's cast out. And I'm not hating on that, but you have to understand this, man. A lot of y'all brothers are getting to the point where you're grown men, you're 25, you're 30, you're 35, 40, and you're still looking for a woman that has a body count of 0, that has never gone through any kind of mental challenges, that has never made any kind of wrong moves, that has just lived the perfect life. You just want to pull up and find some fairy tale woman in the woods with butterflies flying around her, and violins playing in the background, right? And I understand the concept. Every man should want that just die hard, true to bone, virtuous woman. But brother, you have to understand a lot of things. First off, like that woman doesn't exist. That woman hasn't existed in I don't know how long. Like the women of today, they are a little bit more toxic, if you want to use that word. They move a lot different. I say that only 5% of women are suitable for a man, but it's not like that just happened overnight. Even our grandmothers, man, were some of our grandmothers were had several partners, or had earlier husbands, or had children by. And I'm not saying this. I'm not saying that a man should be accepting something that's not aligned with him. If you don't want a woman with a body count over 2, then don't do that. If you want to date a woman with children, don't do that. If you don't want to date a woman that's been married before, or a list of a million and other things, a woman that's had certain careers, then don't do that. But man, y'all brothers have to get out of this mindset that if she doesn't have a trail of pixie dust behind her, that she fits in this category. Because a lot of that comes back down to what I've been saying over the last few videos, or what I said when I was on the live with the Authentic Joe show the other day. A lot of it comes down to you. First off, you're only going to attract the woman that you're in line with. The energy that you rock in, man, that's the only kind of woman you're going to attract. So the first thing you have to do, man, is observe yourself. The second thing you have to do, brothers, is say, you know what? A lot of it is tied to my masculinity. Like I'm gonna tell you this, brothers. And I don't know if I don't know if your favorite red pill content creators are telling you this, but once you tap into that self, once you know who you are, where you're going, and tap into that true God power, then brother, you're gonna have a completely different interaction with women. That's why I can no longer relate to a lot of the brothers in that space, man, because it's like, you know what, you're whining. Like for me to come online or any forum or any situation, water cooler at work, and I'm talking about what women aren't doing every day, bro. I try to identify with that, but I can no longer identify with that because I understand that every woman in my space is gonna be moving, is gonna be governed by the energy that's within me, man. By the energy that's within me. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, bro, I really do understand the concept of us as men wanting a perfect woman. Every man wants a woman with no track record. She's never dated anybody. She's never been married. She's never been in a relationship. She's never had sex with anybody else. That's what every man would dream of, but we know that woman doesn't exist. And my thing is, in this world, bro, and the way the world is moving, I don't think the perfect woman would do me any good. And the reason I say that is because I've dated a woman that was, had the I don't know what kind of demeanor, some kind of just Betty Crocker, home, just perfect. Didn't have a lot of bad things, happen in life. Kind of came out of a good, healthy family, which was good. But she just saw the world different. And the thing about, and I'm talking about myself personally, right? The thing about a woman like that is she can't identify with me. Like any woman that's in my life, I need her to have gone through something. Like if a woman is in my life and she's doing what I need her to do as far as just being a person that's watching my back and a list of other things, I need for that woman to have experienced some things. I need for her to have experienced just life, a struggle of some kind. Like maybe she went through some kind of bottom or some heartbreak or something, because I need a woman to be able to see the world as I see it. So the perfect woman, man, the flawless woman, the woman that hasn't gone through anything. I don't even see why she would be desired as much, man. She I'm speaking for myself, brothers, but this type woman isn't even really an asset to me as much as a woman that's gone through something, And I don't know where I'm going with this conversation, brothers. It was just very eye opening to me, watching the 2 or 3 videos this morning, and to be honest, a few of the videos or a couple of the videos were guys that I respect. Guys that I respect in the game, guys that I feel like are knowledgeable, and I'm not saying that brothers shouldn't be putting this information out. All I'm saying is for y'all brothers that are still consuming that stuff, for y'all brothers that are still waking up every day saying women ain't doing this, brother, it's an inside job. It's an inside job, man. It's a feminine tendency, brother, to look at something and speak on it as what's going wrong with it without coming back saying, okay, this is the solution. This is the solution. I'm trying to identify with it, brothers. I'm trying to identify with it, brothers. We just have to tighten up as men. We have to tighten up as men. So what every man should do, every man, if you're in that energy, if you're in that feminine energy, if you're one of these brothers that are waking up every day and complaining about what women aren't doing, this is what I advise you to do, brothers. Identify a brother, a man that's moving how you would desire to move. A man that's not having issues with women, or a group of brothers that aren't whining about women, and put yourself amongst them. I always talk about iron sharpening iron. Like a man that's flying on his own accord, a man that's flying to his own tune may think he's a solid brother. But it's not until you put yourself amongst other men, amongst men that are trying to be great, amongst men that are trying to do great things. That's when you can really see, if you're really flying high. That's when you can really see if you're being an alpha male, if that's what y'all brothers want to be. That's when you can see when if you're moving, really moving in a high vibration, brothers. We have to recalibrate as men, man. It's you know, I don't know, man. We have to understand that we're the leaders of this whole thing, brother. We can sit here and talk about what's going on in the world. I mean, whether it's politics, women, a million another areas of conversation. But it all comes back to us. If we're saying that we're quarterbacking this whole thing, if we're saying that we're in charge of this whole thing, then who are we to sit back and complain about it? It's our job to start fixing it. And to be honest, man, I can't even sit in the room with a brother that's not trying to fix things that are broken. Like, man, this type brother, we don't even really have nothing to talk about in the year 2022 going into this new year. It's a different energy, man. It's time for us, the men, to step up and be great and be beacons in the community. Like, if we aren't going to do it, who's going to do it? I don't know, man. To be honest, I don't even know what to title this video. Brother, we have to we simply have to wake up, brothers.